Well, hello, and thank you so much for joining me as we suffer through another day in the life of the most delusional person I've ever encountered, Amber Reed.
Hello, hello. Welcome to another Let's Talk video, which I absolutely love these. I think out of my new schedule,
She loves to
Let's
talk about
Talk is
herself,
my
so
most favorite that I do, and then Weekly Vlog is my second favorite. Not me playing choosy right now. But anyways, let's literally get right into it. First things first is sweet and sour.
I don't know why she finds making jokes about choosy like so funny because Beck basically said it was essentially like mental torture, but okay.
So that means I'm using a random comment generator for last week's episode, and I'm just gonna choose some random comments. Let's get into it. Cat Scratch said, "Who the F is responsible for teaching Pookie the word ad nauseum? I just wanna talk." I've known that word for literally ever. I just get in habits of
It's not really a word, more of a turn of phrase, but okay.
saying the same words over and over. It's like an earworm. I don't know. It's really annoying. I get it. It even annoys me.
We know, Pookie, it's because you learned something new and then you want to sound smart, so you use it over and over and over.
Amber Marie 8169 said, "That shirt is repulsive on you, by the way. Dress your size and age, dude." First of all, I think I looked super cute. I love the outfit, love the shirt. I love the way it looks on me, and that is literally all that matters. Even
I'm not really sure what shirt they're referring to, but Amberlynn does dress much younger than she is, and she has no fashion sense. Like anything and everything she picks, which would be clothing, interior design, it's always got to be gaudy and just not my taste.
Twinkie agrees. Liliana7797 said, "That second voice message sounds suspiciously like Alexis, LMAO." Nope, wasn't Alexis. And I've also heard around the grapevine that I'm using AI for the voice messages. Literally, no. I have received hundreds of voice messages on Instagram. I don't need AI, honey. And I also don't need Alexis. Super musical.
Ew. She's just so smug.
Passion One said, "The thing about hobbies is that most people who have a ton of them have phases where they aren't interested in any of them." Literally me. That is exactly how I am. Like, I will be obsessed with a hobby, spend so much money on it, fixated on it. That's all I want to do. It's all I think about. And then one day I wake up and I don't touch it again for like a year.
I'm gonna guess it's probably because she has nothing else in her life. So, whereas most people, they do hobbies like when they're not working, they're not with their families, maybe an hour or two a day if they're lucky, if they have the energy. Amber doesn't have any of that. So she hyper focuses on a hobby and probably does it for hours and hours and hours a day till she gets sick of it. So, shocker.
Jupiter said, "Your sentence is poorly constructed." You don't have to tell me twice. I write better than I speak out loud, and I think it's because of nervousness. Addie QK7114 said, "K Lady's son is taking me out. It's Kayla Dyson." Genuinely, when I was filming the video, I didn't pick up on it. When I went back and edited, I was like, "Girl, that says Kayla Dyson. Like, what are you doing?" But I just kept
Yeah, she's said it before and we'll say it again. She's dumb.
it in because it was kind of funny. But yeah, anyways, now let's move on to Sippin' Community. So I post a community tab every single Monday for you guys to leave questions, concerns, whatever it may be, and I'm gonna go there and answer those. Erica is not your ex. Her wife has every reason to be upset with you. Pull your head out of your shelf. First of all,
Ooh, they fucking got her on that one. True. I mean, where's the lie? She was the other woman. So, how can somebody be your girlfriend when they're already married? And it's not like they were in some kind of like poly or open relationship, so.
Y'all know, Erica is my ex. We spoke for almost a year, and I was under the impression that every single thing that she told me was the truth. What she told me is that she was in a marriage that was only for financial reasons and that they were technically single. And that lie is just in the middle.
At first. That's what you were told at first. And then you found out that they were actually married because you confronted her about a photo that you saw with the wife's leg. Why she tries to twist these stories like she hasn't already told us the truth, I will never know. I truly don't know if she's just gonna take it and try to twist it and hope everyone doesn't remember, or if she just genuinely doesn't remember her lies.
Of a spider web of lies that Erica told me. I was under the impression that I was in a long distance relationship with someone who was actually loyal and faithful to me. But it turns out that not only were they lying to me, but Erica and her wife originally messaged me to be trolls. It was in a deceiving way. When Erica's wife finally said, "I don't want you talking to her anymore," Erica still kept talking to me. Not only did she keep talking to me, but she fell in love with me. She created a future with me, and we became partners. It was a relationship.
And you knew she was married the whole time while she was saying all these things to you and planning a future. And supposedly you even told her to stop paying the bills at her home, which I find to be completely just on another level of insane. But um, I don't know why Amber tries to act like she's brand new. I believe she has been the other woman before. And I don't know if any of you have all heard like stories or been in the situation, but it's like they don't leave the wife. I'm not saying that Erica is not like a complete piece of shit, but she knew Erica was a cheater and she was still planning a future with her. It's like, you're so stupid.
Based off of mental intimacy and sexual intimacy that we shared in a long distance way. So I'm saying text messages, videos, photos, phone calls, video calls. So since I have filmed this video, I have seen that a video that I sent Erica, a sexual and explicit video that only she has ever seen, is now being floated around the internet.
This is the first I'm hearing about it. And revenge porn is never okay. But Amber is just so stupid. Like, why are you putting these things out on the internet? And knowing who she is and the type of following that she has, it's like, okay, say you and her ended up being together. Who's to say you wouldn't have broken up a few years down the road and had some messy breakup? You're giving people the tools to use against you, and then you're mad about it. Also, just the way she's phrasing this, you're like, I was told there are some photos of me. It's like, ugh, everything she does just irritates me.
That is revenge corn. It makes me realize that the cookie crumble cookie situation was also them. They're the ones who leaked it, and they gaslit me into believing it wasn't true. So yeah, this current revenge corn happened because I called Brittany out because she always posts me on her Instagram, and I do not understand why. I get it, you're hurt. Move on from me. Stop watching my content and stop watching content about me because it's giving obsessed. But honestly, I want anyone listening to this, do not break the law just to get back at someone, because I'm telling you, karma will find you.
We don't need someone like Amber telling us to not participate in revenge porn. Just because she and these other messy ass people are cut from the same cloth doesn't mean we're all of the like mind. Like, Jesus.
And the law will find you as well. Because, doing it the first time with Cookie Crumble, I was like, you know what, fuck it. But doing it again, you're now inciting.
She was like, fuck it. I looked hot as hell in that video, so I was already discussing leaking it myself.
Fear, inciting harassment, and you were doing this out of malice. Be careful. I feel used. I feel lied to. I feel deceived. I feel betrayed. Erica's wife has every reason to be upset with Erica for what Erica did after the trolling stopped, which was falling in love with Amberlynn Reed and creating a relationship with her. I also have every reason to be pissed off that someone who was my long distance girlfriend lied to me, cheated.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you stayed talking to her and engaging with her after you found out she was married and that she was a cheater. I know you think you're special, Amber, and that, oh, well, she's not going to do that with me. I'm Amberlynn Reed. Sorry, but not sorry. You participated in somebody going outside of their marriage. So for now, for you to be like, she lied to me. I believe that's called karma.
Cheated on me, betrayed me, gave me false hope, gave me a whole false narrative for almost a year. Why are you calling Erica your ex when y'all never even met in person? And she and her wife admitted that the whole reason Erica talked to you was to troll you. So first of all, the reason why I call Erica my ex-girlfriend, because we were in a relationship. Long distance or not, they both count. It's 2025. A lot of people have long distance relationships. And yes, Erica and her wife admitted that they originally messaged me as a troll. It was 1 full month of Erica trolling me. Brittany finally said, stop talking to her. Erica kept talking to me.
1 full month of her trolling you, and I bet you ate it the fuck up. You just know that any person that's basically kissing her ass, telling her how much they want her, how beautiful she is, that they actually accept and enjoy her body, Amber is going to eat that up. No pun intended.
For another 10.
It's honestly the same people that are like getting catfished and thinking that they're actually talking to Hugh Jackman or, you know, some other celebrity that in no possible other circumstances would ever give this person the time of day. They fall into it because they are so desperate to believe that it's true. And the same goes for Amber.
Months without her wife's knowledge. I had no idea of any of this. Imagine being in a long distance relationship and later finding out that everything was not only started on a foundation of a lie, but then it continued to be a lie, not only to me, but to Erica's wife. Why did Beck clean the cloths and not you? Beck didn't clean any cloths, I could tell you that. Why is there a toilet?
Okay. Okay, Amber. Yeah, she's referring to the cloths that were used when Amber would put the cloth on the corner of the sink in the bathroom and then wipe her shitty ass on them. And Beck has said that she then had to hand wash them in the sink before they could be put in the washer. Is anybody believing that Amber was standing for any amount of time to clean these rags herself? No. She also claimed back then that she could not physically reach inside of the washer. Beck has literally no reason to lie about that stuff, and Amber has every reason to lie about it. So I think maybe just per usual, it's something so stupid to lie about, but she's probably telling, you know, a half truth, or, you know, maybe there was times that she just threw them away, that type of thing. But Beck said that they were hand washing them, and I believe Beck.
Brush in your shower. There isn't. Can you talk about the recent pic circulating of you sitting on 2 chairs at bingo? That's obviously not real because that's not true. I use one share and one share only. Could you please clarify your relationship with Yo Mama? I have received confirmation that his wife discovered inappropriate conversations between the two of you and asked him to stop talking to you. A lot of people thumbs this up and it makes me very uncomfortable. Me and Yo Mama have never spoken privately, not ever. The only communications that have ever happened has been him speaking to me publicly, like through a live stream, or me mentioning him like in a YouTube video. And I'm a lesbian.
She's a lesbian that recently had intimate phone relations with a man. There's question on whether or not she had a crush on Eric. So I'm not trying to question anyone's sexuality. I personally believe that sexuality is fluid. But for her to sit there and act like we're stupid because someone would insinuate that her and another man were doing something inappropriate is just dumb. And I don't think the real meat of the question was, Amber, you were talking inappropriately to your mom. No, it's he's a shitty person and people are wanting to know why you are quote unquote friends with him.
He is a man. So think about that for a minute. Is it difficult logging into 100 different accounts to give yourself all the positive comments? That is so embarrassing. Like, it's genuinely embarrassing that people actually think that just because I get a positive comment that it's from me. I have a lot of supporters out there. They're just very, very scared of publicly supporting me because when they do, they either get bashed or they get called, "Hi Amber, I know
Because
it's
you're
you."
a shitty person.
Like, I have never left myself a positive comment. Did you know that lying to other people?
Wow. Okay. We already know from history past that she gets sock accounts and goes into Facebook groups and argues for herself as to why she's so great. So, again, does she think we just don't remember or she forgets all the dumb shit she's done?
Still considered lying? Yes, and you would do it too if you were protecting the person that you love. Why don't you show us randomly picking so we know you're not completely lying and cherry picking nice voice notes? Any voice memo that I have done and that I have heard have been nice. And it's actually genuinely surprised me, probably as much as it has surprised you guys. I don't get much hate in my DMs, but sometimes I do. So I was expecting to get a lot of like hateful voice memos because I'm giving you guys the chance to just like
Center tooth.
tell me whatever. Tell me any concerns, ask me any questions, and it's all been genuinely really nice. So it makes me realize like I do have a lot of supporters, and the people who leave these comments, they're just trying to get, you know, the trendy comment, like who can get the most likes, who can say the most meanest shit.
No. I'm not gonna lie, I've gone off on her in the comments before, but it's because that is how people voice their frustrations to you, Amber. I'm not saying there isn't trolls out there trying to do exactly what she just said, which is just coming up with the meanest shit they can. But it's enraging to watch her sometimes. And having that outlet to basically leave a comment where you think maybe one day she may see it gives you some feeling of release from that, I guess. But for her to just be like, the only people that send me mean comments are just people that are just being mean, and it is it's like, shut up.
Like, I see through it all, really. How are you not more embarrassed about destroying a marriage? I feel bad about the situation
Yeah.
because when I found out that Erica was married, which was like, I want to say 8 months into us speaking, I should have just called it quits.
Should have, but you didn't. And funny how earlier she just said it was like a year. So the timeline keeps changing. I know it was said before it was before 8 months too. So she's saying what she thinks is the appropriate answer right now, but she was completely fine with telling Erica to leave her wife, don't pay the bills, had plans for her to move in. She didn't feel bad at all. She wanted what she wanted. That's all she cares about.
Regret that wholeheartedly. I regret the whole relationship, period. But I'm not the one that broke up their marriage. It was Erica. How can you say your meal with 9 or 10 potatoes was only 450 calories? Just the potatoes alone were 1,000 or more. So the potatoes that I use actually come in like this pre-packaged thing where on the back of it is a label of how much is a serving. And since they're small potatoes, you get a lot of small potatoes for a serving. Potatoes are very low in calories. They're high in carbs, but they're very low in calories. So I look at the serving, I measure it out. If I want 1 serving, 1.5 servings, 2 servings, it's all pretty standard. Like all I have to do is measure it out and bam, that's the calories. All right, you guys, now we're on to the interview. This is where on Instagram you guys send me voice memos, and I'm so excited. This part is so fun for me because you guys get to interview me. So if you want to do that, you can send me a voice memo on Instagram. But if you don't have that option, all you have to do is send me a microphone emoji so I can accept your message request. And I'm gonna send you a little smiley face emoji back, and that means you can then send me a voice memo. Do keep in mind that no matter when you send the voice memo, you still have a chance to be chosen because I choose old ones, I choose new ones. Doesn't even matter. You always have a chance. Let's get into it.
Out of like all the hectic moments and situation type deals that you've been through, which situation or issue do you wish you had like handled better?
God. I cannot stand how she acts when she's listening to these calls. Like, you can just sit there. You don't have to constantly be shaking your head or like looking at the camera like, oh my God, yeah. Do you hear that, guys? My guess is every situation she's ever made a decision on, because I can't think off the top of my head one decision she's made that was the correct answer.
Because a lot of the times I notice that you tend to address situations really quickly, and so your emotions could be heightened.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if there's like any situation that you wish you addressed differently and giving yourself more time to really consider what you're going to say and think through.
I'm going to say every situation I've ever been here on YouTube because you're right. My emotions get super heightened and I react in a way that I normally wouldn't. I feel like even in this video, it has happened.
Hi, Amber. Here's one that isn't serious, but I just want to know, what ASMR do you watch? Like, do you have any favorite channels or like types of videos that you like? Thank you.
Why do people ask these type of questions? Like, who gives a shit? Like, are you gonna go watch it based on Amber's recommendation? Why?
I do. And since we're here on my YouTube, I am going to find it for you. I'm gonna go to my liked videos here. So it's Real Person ASMR by August. I love her perfectionist, like finishing touches of like hair. So good. Like especially some of her newer ones with the girl with the red hair. You guys need to watch that. Like it calms me. I watch it before I go to sleep. Chef's kiss.
Is it not weird that someone with Amber's hair and the way she treats her own hair would like hyper focus on someone having perfect hair? Okay.
Hi Amber, we love you so much. We've been watching your videos for so many years, and we want to know that body image can be such a sensitive topic for like lots of people. So how do you navigate maintaining a healthy and emotional approach while sharing your story online? Thank you so much for answering.
She doesn't. You've watched for years, so you would think they would have picked up on that, but she doesn't. That's the answer. She is one of the most dysfunctional individuals I've ever witnessed. And that's saying a lot. Trust me.
Question, bye.
Aw, I love your guys' accents. I genuinely don't know how I do it. And I know that's such an annoying answer, but like so many people ask like, how do you do this? How do you have the confidence? Like, how do you handle the hate? Like, I don't know. I genuinely do not know. And
She doesn't. She doesn't have confidence, which is why she goes after these partners that are basically love bombing her because they're telling her exactly what she wants to hear, and she buys into it wholeheartedly because, as I've already addressed, she's that desperate to believe it. She thinks she's better than everyone, but yet she hates herself, which is why she is and looks the way she does. And she doesn't cope with the hate. She addresses every single hater, exacerbating it and basically attracting more negativity. And she eats. So she's going to really sit here with a straight face and be like, I don't know how I do it, guys, because you don't.
I hate that that's my answer because I want to give something more in depth. A part of me blames it on my childhood, like, because I went through so much. So I had to be strong at such an early age.
You're 34. Quit bringing up your childhood at every possible circumstance.
Because it's like if I didn't go through all that crap that made me have strength, I don't know if I'd be able to handle all this other stuff.
What's something that you're working on internally that your audience might not know?
Ooh, something I'm working on internally that my audience doesn't know. There's a lot, but like, which one am I willing to share is the question. So I'm not gonna say what kind of relationship it is, but there is a relationship in my life that I'm currently going through where I feel like there's a lot of resentment because like I've known them for years and years and years and years and years, and I'm trying to like navigate that.
Hi, Amber.
Is it the transgender person she said she was like best friends with when she was getting heat for Casey? I'm going to guess maybe it's her dad, but that's just a wild guess. I don't know.
Mike
Hello?
from Washington, D.C. here. I've been a long-time viewer going back many years, even since the Crystal era. I do
Wow.
have one question. If someone were to watch your entire YouTube history in the form of a documentary, all your ups and downs and successes and failures,
Mr.
how do you
Snowflake.
think they'd walk away feeling about you? And do you agree with that version of yourself?
Wow.
Well, she just said earlier she regrets every decision she's made on YouTube. So before she answers, I'm going to say she's not going to like how she's perceived. Because she doesn't want to seem like the bad guy. As a narcissist, they never want to be the bad guy in the story. But I don't know how anybody who just watched it unedited or anybody that would watch like the Mr. Snowflake documentaries wouldn't see her negatively, because she has used and abused every person she has featured on this channel. There's even stories, of things coming out from before this channel. But I mean, if you really think about it, and this is just my personal view on just anybody, like if you're going to ask someone, well, how do you feel about how this person sees you? You are a different version of yourself to everybody you know. Not one person would paint you basically the same way, because you've had different interactions. They've seen you in different situations. So I guess that's maybe why there are people that see Amber and think she's not a complete trash human being. I don't know.
Wow. That question like gave me the goosebumps. That's a good question. I think that they would feel frustrated with me because if I'm going to act like I'm not myself, if I look from an outsider perspective, I would be like, girl, just get it together. Like, you have the tools, you are capable, you can do this. Why aren't you doing this? Like, let me take your shoulders and shake you. I'm so frustrated.
A rare moment of clarity from Amber blank 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 Reed. Now, whether she really believes this or she just thinks it's the right thing to say, I don't know.
I genuinely feel like they'll leave feeling frustrated. And do I agree with that? Absolutely. 100%.
Would you get another dog if Twinkie dies?
Oh my God, that's so sad. The answer is no. Twinkie is my heart and my soul. Without her, like, I don't even want to think about it. Like, I'm going to be devastated. And
She also doesn't want the responsibility of another dog. Like, could you imagine her with a puppy and potty training, taking them to the vet? She does the absolute least right now for her animals. There's no way in hell she would voluntarily be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a whole nother dog.
I don't want another dog to take her spot. That's never gonna happen.
Hey girl, I just know that some of your viewers are going to be so upset at me because this is what is considered to be a boring question. And I've been so curious about it and I've tried asking a few times. Why have you not considered reading the Harry Potter books? I know that you were late to the party and you watched the movies and you loved them. But as somebody who loves to read and as somebody myself, having read the books when I was in primary school and all the way through high school and young adulthood, the writing of the Harry Potter books are so magical. You don't have to support the author by any means. You can buy them secondhand or whatever. But I really, really think you would love them. And I don't know if you're reading right now, but please consider them to get you out of a reading slump or just to read something really, really awesome that you'd love. Please, please, please. Thank you.
So I have a few things I want to say. Don't ever think you have a boring question. Nothing is boring to me, okay? Secondly, your voice is perfect for ASMR. I'm not gonna lie, I have been feeling a little anxious this video. I did start it feeling uplifted and excited for it, but the topic of Erica makes me want to just...
What does this have to do with Harry Potter? And yeah, there's no boring question to Amber as long as it's about herself. We know.
ignore the world and have a really big anxiety panic attack because genuinely I regret that relationship so bad. So I have been feeling super anxious ever since that came up, but your voice immediately calmed me. You have the voice for ASMR. Just saying. But to answer your question, yes, I love the Harry Potter movies, but I don't know, something about like reading that type of book just doesn't feel entertaining to me.
No, what she finds entertaining based on her previous books that she's shown us and read, supposedly, are all based on like human tragedy. Especially like kids being abused or going through like horrible situations, which I just find absolutely wild. I don't know if she just wants to relish in other people's misfortune and it makes her feel better about her own situation. But I feel like I wouldn't purposely seek out books that would remind me of my trauma. But that's just me.
But who knows? Maybe I'll give it a try for you.
Hi, Amber. Oh my gosh, we are so excited to send you a voice memo. My mom and I watch all of your videos.
Aww.
And our question is, how do you measure success beyond the scale? Okay, love you. Bye.
Love that. Oh my God. Hello.
She wouldn't know because she's never had it. Maybe in the Crystal era where she actually lost the 89 lbs. But she hasn't lost any weight. She's gained weight since being on YouTube. So she's still sitting in a house by herself, practically immobile, not able to drive, not able to leave on her own, barely able to walk her animal or take care of her cat's basic needs. And she's still big as ever and wearing dresses as shirts. So, what, Amber? What would you measure? I can't wait to hear what she's going to say. What is her measurement of success? Because she wouldn't know.
To you and your mother. So I measure success beyond the scale in so many different ways. Like, are we talking mentally, emotionally, physically? I don't even know. So we're just gonna go with physically. For me, it's easy. It's the way that I walk, the speed that I walk, and the stamina and the breathing that I'm experiencing. Like, I was just talking to my mom about it when we went to the casino last. I'm like walking through this casino like nothing's wrong. Like, I was walking quicker than usual. I was waddling less. It's because even though I had only been...
I find it really hard to believe that she's waddling less. She's the same size that she has been. She might be a little bit smaller than when she went to Lexington that time and we could see her full body. And I mean, I think that's probably the biggest I've ever seen her. But people this size waddle because their legs are basically unable to pass each other. So instead of like putting one leg in front of the other, they have to kind of waddle side to side and they can't bend their knees. So you want us to believe that you're not waddling, Amber? You're still here on this couch all day, every day, anytime we see you practically.
Down like 6 pounds. It's 6 pounds of heavy water weight that I was experiencing.
6 pounds.
And when that comes off of like my legs, especially because I have lymphedema and lipedema, like I feel so completely different. And I know like you can't understand that unless you experience it and have my type of body. But I'm telling you, if someone took away the scale and I strictly had to just go based on the way my body feels, 1,000%, it's the way that my stamina is and the way that I walk and the way that my legs feel. I hope that's what you were asking. I don't know.
Hey Amber, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit weird. I'm currently sick. Hope the fur babies are okay. Say hi to Twinkie for me. My question is, what do you think is like the biggest trigger for you to binge eat or go off track? Yeah, hope you have a good day. Bye.
Oh, thank you. And I hope you feel better soon.
And Twinkie, she said hello. Yeah, she did.
So my biggest trigger for me to fall off track is 2 things. Either one, when I get in the headspace of like, I literally just don't care. That's a danger zone for real. The second thing is like emotional eating. If I'm feeling extremely depressed or lonely, or if I have a lot of anxiety that day, like that genuinely sends me down like a spiral of like, I need to like do something that makes me feel good. And eating does that for me.
I don't know if she's just lying to herself here, but my opinion is, sure, I'm sure she has those days where she's just like, screw it, I'm going to eat what I want, which I think happen a lot more than she's willing to admit. And I'm sure she has those times where we've all probably been there where you need some type of comfort and you seek that out. Whether it's, alcohol, risky behavior, food, there's the list goes on, but what she's neglecting to mention is how many of these situations where you're upset and stressed out are you seeking out? Like how many times have we seen her come on here and be so upset and so crying over something like something someone said to her in a comment or an Instagram post? The negativity that she's seeking out. So, do you do that just so you have an excuse to say, screw it, I'm going to eat what I want? I'm willing to bet somebody that's almost 600 pounds are also eating out of boredom. They're eating out of loneliness. They're eating because they watched a certain ASMR eating video or mukbang and then wanted to eat. Like, I'm sure she has many, many triggers.
Eating does that for a lot of people.
Hey Amberlynn, I hope you excuse my German accent, but I
love
wanted to
it.
ask you if you ever get jealous if you see, for example, girls that are skinny. Do you like feel that you get jealous of them, or do you like envy them for like, let's say, fitting in the beauty standards when, like in the typical beauty standards when you yourself
She's going to probably say no, but absolutely she does. 100%, absolutely. She judges women not only that are smaller than her, but are the same size as her. And she absolutely looks at them like, why are you that size and I'm not? And she has said before, if she was skinny, she wouldn't talk to any of those people that she was with and this and this and this. So absolutely, she is completely shallow and 100%. She judges whether they're thinner than her, whether they're bigger than her, whether they're the same size as her. She has on YouTube publicly judged just some of the situations I can think of off the top of my head when she was out with Destiny and she said, those girls are taking a picture in front of a rock wall. 100% she was pissed because they were cute and having fun and she was just being a hater ass bitch. Or when she said that the girls were wearing like t-shirts as dresses. Like when she saw that girl that was maybe 50 pounds heavier than her eating in a restaurant and she thought, why is she eating out? Like, please. She is always quick to bring up other people's looks as a negative when she wants to use, make them look bad or be like that they're beneath her.
Don't. I would really appreciate for you to answer honestly. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. So it's kind of crazy. The only time I experience like true jealousy is in a relationship. I know that sounds crazy, but no, I don't get jealous of skinny people or girls that fit in the beauty standard, like you said. Like, I don't get jealous of that. I more so like get frustrated with the fact that like, why can't we all be beautiful regardless of the number on the scale?
Hi, Amber.
Yeah, okay.
My name's Chris, and I'm a huge fan of yours. I really admire how you consistently stay so positive in the face of so much negativity. And truth be told, you're really cute.
Who is he watching? Because I would say the majority of her output is negative, but okay. Okay, Chris.
My question is how you think your life might have been different if you'd been put up for adoption as a young child instead of going into foster care and having your parents coming in and out of your life. I know you have a great relationship with your mother now, but do you think having had a family who loved you throughout all those difficult years would have given you a better life today?
Way to go, Chris. You're going to get her crying. Here we go. I do believe her life would have been different. Just from the standpoint of not being switched around so much, like having a more stable environment. I think that's really important for kids, but I mean, honestly, there's plenty of people that went through what Amber has gone through, and worse, and became functional individuals that weren't 600 pounds. So I do feel sorry for her for what she went through, but again, you're 34, honey. You can't hold on to that for your entire life. You have to let it go. But I don't know, I just feel like it's something she's used her entire life to excuse her behaviors. So
I'm an adoptee myself, and I'm forever grateful to my birth mother, whom I recently connected with, made the decision to put me up for adoption when she could not properly care for a baby. Is this something you ever think about? Thanks.
Thank you for the question, and I am so emotional. You have to give me a second. So thank you for sharing your story. This does make me emotional because I have two brothers that were put up for adoption when they were babies. One of them did find us a few years ago, and he's been in my life ever since. And the other one I think about literally daily, and I miss him so much. I wonder how he's doing, where he's at, but it was closed adoption, so I don't even know if he knows that I exist. But what you asked me is something that, especially when I was younger, like, I asked myself a lot. I asked myself, why were my brothers adopted? Why wasn't I? I would ask myself, not only wasn't I adopted, but my own parents don't want to get better for me. Like, it was a lot of me feeling like I wasn't worthy of love. Parents. Without a doubt, my life would be different right now if I would have been adopted, but as much as I had those like questions of like, why am I not good enough? I am just a kid. Like, why am I not loved? Why am I not taken care of correctly, etc., etc. Like, I'm glad that I wasn't adopted, because it's like, I don't know what my life would have looked like if I was. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. I don't fully know the reason, but I want to say that I am where I am because I'm supposed to be. Holy,
now I do feel for her in this moment, just because no kid deserves to go through that. And there aren't many things in this world that bother me on an emotional level, but seeing children being abused and going through a neglectful situation is one of those things that is just unimaginable to me. So I mean, I do feel for her, but the sentiment still remains. I mean, you can't use this as an excuse your entire life for your shitty decisions and your shitty behaviors. And for her to sit here and say, this is where I'm supposed to be, I don't believe that. I don't think she was meant to be a 600-pound monster abusing people in her life for her own gain. Sorry, Amber.
Yeah, this is heavy. This is a lot. Okay.
Hi, Amber. I've been watching you for years now, and I just wanted to say I really admire how unapologetically yourself you've been since day one. Despite all the negativity you get on a daily basis, it's clear you haven't let it change who you are at all, which is honestly kind of iconic, I guess you could say.
Thank you.
In other words, you're the same shitty person you've been since you started, regardless of how much you've said you've personally experienced as far as growth and renewal. But yeah, we know.
I don't think I've ever come across another YouTuber who's so relentlessly consistent in what they put out there. What advice would you give to someone who wants to stay that true to themselves, even when people keep trying to tear them down?
Again, this is another example of like, I literally don't know how I do it, and genuinely, because the truth is like, I don't know what I would tell someone else, because if someone else was getting like the type of hate that I was getting, I wouldn't want them to like have to endure.
I really can't tell if this person asking this is a troll, because how they're saying it is kind of backhanded, and I'm here for it.
That to have to experience that. But if it was just like the normal amount of hate, because yes, this is the internet and there is like a normal amount of hate, I would tell them just like, know your worth, know that you are worth whatever passions you have for YouTube. Like, if you enjoy it, like, you are worth it. Like, you deserve to be able to be on this platform. And just know, like, be yourself regardless of anything else, because you will find people who love you. You will find supporters. Just trust in the process and it will happen. I know it's easier said than done, for real.
Like Amber, you just have to know how to manipulate your audience, but her support comes in waves, because eventually people see her true colors.
For real. Sometimes just like putting a wall up between you and like the negativity, and like purposely finding like an outlet to the positivity, it can really make you just focus in on that. And that's kind of what I do. I do not read the comments under my YouTube videos. I can't do it.
She's a liar. You absolutely watch every video about you. You absolutely are in Kiwi Farms reading about yourself. You're absolutely in your own comments. You literally infiltrated a Facebook group that was about you. Like, what are you talking about? Beck even said you were always on your phone and computer looking at this stuff, obsessing over it. So nobody's fooled. We know.
Sometimes I will read the ones from my members, and I have all comments turned off on my Instagram, on my TikTok. The only comments that I actually read is for the community tab during this video. And then I allow myself to read my private messages in my Instagram, because that is where all the support is. Because I'm trying to block off the hate, but I'm trying to go tunnel vision into the positive so I can stay in that little Delulu area.
Well, she said it. Delulu area, hug box. Yes, we know you want to stay in your hug box, Amber.
Yeah. All right, you guys, now we're going to go on to tea or tail. So this is simply where I am taking some rumors that I hear floating around, and I'm going to tell you if that's tea or tail. So the first one is Destiny's mom hated Amberlynn. So the reason why I feel like this is like being talked about a lot lately is because the whole live stream between Beck and Destiny that they did. And I'm just going to let you know now that I loved and adored Destiny's mom.
I don't believe that Destiny's mother hated her. She actually went above and beyond to try to help Amber. I'm sure she was very frustrated with her, and I think Mindy had her own set of issues going on at the time. But no, I don't think that she hated Amber. Now Beck's mom, I believe she could not stand Amber. I think the majority of Beck's family could not stand Amber, and for just cause.
When me and Destiny were actually in a relationship together and we lived with Destiny's mom, things did get rocky. Yes, it did. I want to cast light on the love
Because you're
that
an
we had
ungrateful
for
brat,
each
we
other.
know.
When me and Destiny broke up and I was with Beck, me and Destiny's mom would message each other a lot. And she saw that I was unhappy and she saw how badly I needed someone without me even having to tell her. She would call me her adoptive daughter, and then that transpired to literally I was just her daughter. I have text messages of her begging me to come live with her and saying things like, come home, come to me, I want to be there for you. And these are messages that like I'm gonna hold on to forever because I loved her dearly. Yes, we had rocky times when me and Destiny were living with her, but after that and after me and Destiny broke up, me and her mom got extremely close. So it's hard for me to like see all these negative things being said because that's not the truth. That's not the correct narrative. Like I remember after she passed away, Destiny actually sent me a video of her mom filming, and in the video, it was like a private video that no one ever saw. And in the private video, like her mom is saying how much she loves me. And it's just like, it means the world to me because she was there for me when I felt like I had nobody. Just give me a second. Okay, on to the next one. It takes years to diagnose someone with BPD. So that's not true. It could take a couple weeks to a couple months. For me, it took 8 months where I had a weekly appointment with my psychologist. And the last one is Amberlynn loves to brag about being the side chick. Literally, no. Just imagine knowing someone for almost a year and being in a relationship with them for more than half of that and finding out that everything is a lie. You would be pissed too.
And you decided to stay.
The whole thing is messy and I hate every single last fraction of it.
And I think they're probably referring to the things you've said to Brittany, where you're basically like, oh my God, you're so obsessed with me. It's like you enjoy toying with her, I think is probably what they're referring to.
And I wish it would all just disappear. All right, so next is bad choices. It's where I pick 5 of these doodads in here. So let's pick 5 random ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have you ever taken a call or texted during sex? The answer is yes, I have. I have taken a call. If your partner wanted to have
What? Okay. Well, I guess in Amber's situation, it really depends on, what was going on at that time. But okay, Amby.
sex with you with a full clown makeup on, would you be down? Absolutely not. That is not my cup of tea at all. Have you ever had sex with someone you met on Tinder? Tinder, no. Online, yes. I've never even
Well, duh. Every relationship she's ever had was started online, so doy.
had a Tinder before. Have you ever used a vegetable as a sex toy? Oh my God, absolutely not. Would you?
Wow. Was that really necessary?
You sleep with a really sexy person even though they had horrific BO? Sure.
Yeah, because Amber's body odor would probably overpower whatever they had going on, so of course she would.
Because like, can't you just like wash up your armpits and then put on some deodorant beforehand? Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this Let's Talk. And
I didn't. You're annoying. Well, thank you so much for joining me in this latest edition of Amber being an ungrateful a-hole, but I hope you have a good day and a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.